In this generation, it has become so easier to follow someone or something or the desires and the pleasures of this world. And the world is providing us with so much as long as we are giving in and willing to do as it says. So I want to ask this to all of us. Will you be willing to stand out against the world to follow Jesus Christ? That brings us to the topic that I want to share with all of you. And that has been entitled as Following Jesus Christ. And it is from the passage from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 9, verses 23 to 24, where it says, "Then Jesus said to them all, 'If any want to become my follower, let them deny themselves, carry the cross, and follow me daily.'" And verses 24, it says, "For those who want to save their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for my sake will save it." So before we go deeper into these verses, I want to share to you a little bit about the author of this book. The Gospel of Luke was written by Luke himself, who was a physician and a companion, the follower of Apostle Paul. And Luke wrote this Gospel especially focusing on the Gentiles and to the person Theophilus, a lost man, he was intending to bring Theophilus to the faith in Jesus Christ. And that brings us that Luke was not just trying to send this message to the holy people or righteous people or the priests or the Pharisees, like the teachers of the law, but then he was trying to send this message to you and me, to those people who are sinners, to those people who are lost in this world, and encouraging us to follow Jesus Christ. So let's go deeper into these verses. So in verses 23, it says, "Then Jesus said to them all, 'If any want to become my followers, let them deny themselves.'" So let us focus on the word deny themselves. This means, taking our wants and desires, the things that we have in this world, the desires that we have in this world, and just giving it to Jesus and seeking His will, as well as, letting Him, governing the powers of our lives and letting Him control our life. This is what it means to deny ourselves and give to Jesus. And now let's go to the second point. That is, it says denying themselves, and then it says, and taking up the cross. So, when it comes to taking up the cross, it does not just mean about, bearing the burdens and sufferings and hardships for the Lord, but it is, it has more to do. It has more to do that, it refers to giving our life to God. See, it is a total dedication of life. This, if when we dedicate our life to God, this will lead us to, willingly deny ourselves and just let it all to the hands of the Lord. This is what it means to taking up the cross. But it doesn't end there. The interesting part is, after it says taking up the cross, it says taking up the cross daily. See, it's not just taking up the cross, but we have to take it up the cross daily. So let us just go deeper into the word daily and what it means here. So, it means that, a daily total sacrifice of self to the will of Jesus. Isn't that amazing? Daily total sacrifice of self to the will of Jesus. And here it says the determination to give our lives to God's service is called repentance. And in repenting, we determine to turn away from our own will and live our lives to please God. I want to repeat this again. In repenting, we determine to turn away from our own will and live our lives to please God. See, so that is what it means to deny ourselves, carry the cross daily, and follow Jesus Christ. And we might think that, come on, how can we deny ourselves? And when the pleasures of this world, when the desires of the world is so much and it is like so influencing us, it is going to be difficult for us to, really deny ourselves and carry the cross and follow Jesus. But, Jesus goes deeper because he doesn't just end it there, because he says that if a person, in the preceding verse, that is verse 24, here Jesus says, if a person holds his life to please themselves or to their own will rather than denying self and serving God, then that person in the end will lose their life eternally. And that is the saddest part here. If we just, live this life to our own will rather than denying ourselves and serving God, then in the end, we lose our life eternally. But here it says again that whosoever loses his life for the sake of Christ will save his life eternally. And I know that, my dear brothers and sisters, it is not that easy. It is really not that easy. And I've gone through it, and I'm going through it even now. It is not that easy. And Jesus says it all. Here in the beginning, before this, verses 23 and 24, in 22, Jesus says that the Son of Man will suffer. And it doesn't end there. It says, will suffer, and then it goes, will be rejected. And the worst part is this, and then be killed. So imagine the Son of Man, Jesus Christ, have also gone through it. And that is the reason why he says to all of us that, when we follow Jesus Christ, from our childhood, we have been learning, and then we have this understanding, and we've been taught in such a way that, when we follow Jesus Christ, it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. There's going to be joy and peace and laughter, and there's going to be blessings after blessings. But I tell you, it is not just that. It is more than that. And that is what Jesus has just clearly said to all of us. That more than blessings, there is going to be pain too. More than joy, there's going to be suffering too. And more than all this, happiness, there's going to be time when you and I will be rejected because we follow Jesus Christ. And that is what it means to deny ourselves. There's going to be time when we will be discomfort because of following Jesus. There's going to be time when people are going to laugh at us, when people are going to reject us when we follow Jesus. But I want to encourage all of us that in that verses 22, he doesn't end there. He says that after he's been killed, after 3 days, he will rise again. And that is the joy of it. Jesus has gone through it. Jesus has overcome it and has won the victory. And that Jesus who has won the victory, who have gone through it and who have won the victory for us, is going to be there with us when we face those suffering. He's going to be there with us when we deny the world and when we face the discomfort of our life. He's going to be there to give us a strength. He's going to be there to hold our hand, and to encourage you that you're not alone when we are rejected. When we feel that discomfort, Jesus is going to be there to bring us up again. So I want to ask this. Are you willing to deny oneself, to carry the cross, to deny the desire of the world, and carry the cross and follow Jesus. The choice is yours to make. God bless us all.